Hello, Resurrection. It's Thursday, February the 4th, and I am back in the office. The Jones family seems to have come through the plague fairly well. Actually, it was only Patrick who had the plague. He still feels poorly, but he's doing fine. We have all tested again recently, and we all tested negative. Even as recently as yesterday, my test came back negative. So we're all good and raring to go. Now, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be a little short staffed in the office. Elizabeth Nash has taken a week off this week to get a little recuperation time. Uh, Ann is going to be out next week for a little recuperation time, and Pat's going to be out the next week for a little recuperation time. So if you were to call the office or to come by and we were not here, it's probably because we have stepped out to run errands or something like that. So if you're going to come by, I would probably call before you come to make sure that to make sure that we're here, and we'll make sure that we are if we know that you're coming by. Now, that recuperation time that we're talking about is going to be really important for all of us coming up. I read an article recently called "The Coming Pastoral Crash," which is worldwide is going to come the crash of caregivers. And I want to warn you all about something, and that is the crash that is coming on the folks that we have all leaned on in the last year. We have not had the army of volunteers here at church, and I have leaned on the same few folks over and over and over and over again in the last year. And those folks are going to need a break coming up, and we're going to have to be careful to give them that break. I'm always kind of protective of our staff. I want the staff first and foremost to be able to be members here. And if they get bombarded on Sunday mornings with questions about appointments and pledge cards and tithes and things like that, it makes it harder for them to worship. So we always try to be careful about that, but we're going to have to try a little harder in the next year so that we don't completely burn our sweet and generous giving church staff to a frizzle, and we certainly don't want to do that. We continue to have some folks test positive for the virus in church. We had one more that we found out about today. Now, as has been the case for a year, we do not believe that anybody has gotten COVID from church. We have had very few exposures at church, and we've been careful to lock everything down when we do know of an exposure. The folks that have that have contracted the virus, the members of Resurrection who have contracted the virus, I think have all, without exception, gotten that from someplace else. I don't think we have spread it here at church, but we do still have members who are testing positive. So we have to continue to be careful with this. We are not out of the woods yet. We do have more and more folks who have been vaccinated, and that tickles me to death. My the thing I have my fingers crossed for, the thing that is in my prayers, is I hope that when the bishop comes on May 23rd, which is Pentecost Sunday, I hope that we will be able to have a huge outside service under the pavilion. I hope that we will be able to dedicate Jackson's playground that day. If you have not seen the playground in the last few months, you are going to be wowed by the playground. There is not a church playground that can equal it anywhere around. I love it so much. The bishop will be here on the 23rd. I'd love for him to bless the new playground while he's here, and we can make that a really big day with confirmations. Pentecost Sunday, I'd love to be able to share a meal together again. That's certainly not chiseled in stone, but those are my hopes right now. So y'all hope for that with me. Now, Lent is coming up. We are, yesterday, we were 2 weeks away from Ash Wednesday. We have not heard anything definitive from the bishop yet about how we will need to impose ashes. I bet we don't hear from him on that. He's so good. He trusts us to do what we need to do. So I would imagine that we will have 2 or maybe even 3 Ash Wednesday services on Ash Wednesday where we will impose ashes and take communion in our very careful way, the way that we've been doing it on Sundays for a while. But I'll keep you posted on that. Uh, we have tossed around all kinds of really good Mardi Gras ideas, and I think that I have decided that we are going to postpone Mardi Gras. You know, it just kills my little Louisiana heart to even say it. But I think we are not going to celebrate Mardi Gras this year. We are going to wait and do that next year when we can do it upright. We've got just a few, just hopefully a few more months to do this. So let's continue to be really careful and do it the way that we're supposed to do it, so that we don't have to do this again. I don't want to do this again. I'm tired of it. So let's cancel our big annual Mardi Gras celebration, and it'll make it that much more fun when we do it next year. We certainly do hope to have our regular Ash Wednesday service, and I'll keep you posted with that. Keep praying for your brothers and sisters. Keep reaching out. Keep checking. Last night at Bible study, we prayed about all of the needs that have been harder to notice in the last year. We've had serious issues with the virus, but we've also had lots and lots of other things, the regular things that have continued to happen to and with our folks. And I don't want any of those needs to be forgotten about. The hungry are still hungry. The poor are still poor. The lonely and the sad are still lonely and sad. And the sick are still sick. And we have to continue doing the work that Jesus gave us to do, which is to help provide for them in their need and to pray. It's our job. It's the job Jesus gave us, to pray and to pray hard. Continue to tell others what it is that your Lord has done for us. And I hope when we come through this, we will have quite a story to tell about what he's done for us. I love you. I will see you very soon. God bless you.